Alrighty guys, as I explained in my first video, the system is rigged. So you have three choices what to do with that information. You can stay mad, which a lot of people do, ride the system, or escape it entirely. And now let's remember the system rewards ownership, things at scale, and leverages. And the system punishes time-only labor. So in this video, I'll show you all the money paths, no BS. We got 3 lanes to pick. Ride the system, bend the system, or escape it entirely. Let's go through them now. Alrighty guys, so the first lane is riding the system, which means you play by the rules and gain things that are valuable. Traditionally, people gain high income skills by trading time for money. Right now, your best options are learning software, data, and AI deeply, not surface level. Getting an engineering degree helps. Getting a degree in medicine or law is also really good. Learning sales is wonderful. It's easy to learn, readily available, and it makes good money without having to earn a degree. Learning finance or getting a degree in accounting is also really good. Now remember that degrees don't get you rich, but scarcity and leverage do. Another way people ride the system is through the corporate ladder, but you have to play it smart. You have to job hop every 2 to 3 years. You have to negotiate aggressively for raises and stock options or RSUs. And it's better to work for growing companies instead of stable ones. Loyalty is punished. Mobility is rewarded. Finally, the best one in my opinion is taking advantage of the government or institutions. The best one in my opinion are government contracts. So if you are able to build your own business, boring work like pressure washing or painting, the government needs those people. Another way is through the military with all their benefits. And there's also grants and subsidies that you can take advantage. The system pays people who know how to apply. So keep your eyes open for those options when you're writing the system. Our second lane is about bending the system, which means you get much higher payoff than the effort you put in or risks you take. Business ownership is the most powerful lever. You can start service businesses, a business around a product, softwares as a service, or franchises, which is like being a business owner on an easier level. Employees are the ones getting capped, while owners scale. Our content and attention economy is huge in the United States of America. We have options like YouTube, podcasts, TikToks, newsletters, and you can monetize it in many ways, like ads and sponsorships. You can create courses and memberships for your products. We have investing options like stocks and index funds, which can double your money within 10 years. By the way, index funds are where you can invest in multiple companies at once instead of just buying one stock for one company. You can get paid through dividends if you own stocks from mature companies. And if you have a lot of money, you can delve into private equity, basically buying businesses and running them better. It's a power move. Going back to sales and distribution, if you can control attention of people, we have affiliate marketing options where you sell the products. You can buy the media, advertising on big platforms like Facebook or Google to make lots of sales. Something else similar is influencer deals, where you pay people with big audiences so you can sell your products by earning trust. And last but not least, brand partnerships are an option when you have large audiences yourself. The biggest aspect about the second lane to me is real estate. rentals, Airbnb, commercial real estate, or straight up buying to own some land. I don't think I have to explain much, but if you own land, it's going to go up in price as more people come into the USA. You'll be able to get tax benefits, and banks will loan to you as an asset owner, giving you tons of leverage. Lastly, in our second lane is intellectual property, which includes books, music, software, patents, and courses. If you're smart about these things, they give you lots of leverage and passive income. Lane 3. My favorite lane is escaping the system, reducing your dependence entirely. Living the minimalist lifestyle or an anti-consumer path will lower your expenses. You'll have less bills. You can take advantage of the world by working for one nation, for example, the US, while living somewhere cheaper, like Thailand. Simply put, live below your means. You can become self-employed as a designer, developer, writer, or a consultant. You can control over your life and you become flexible. You can go off-grid or semi-independent. For example, there's homesteading where you produce your own food and tools. You can join barter economies and maybe even dwell in crypto, although do that carefully. It's not about the money, it's about autonomy. There are also parallel economies. If you feel blocked by the system, there are still communities you can join, maybe even create, with its own rules. These include online communities, decentralized autonomous organizations, private groups, and membership networks. They're small, but powerful. Some disclaimers. There are no perfect options. They all have trade-offs. If your goal is to escape money, usually it requires you to earn money first. And do not try all of the options you have at once, since that will lead to failure. Choose your path wisely. Ask yourself, do you want stability or freedom? Do you want time, autonomy, or money? Do you want to be the owner, or do you want to just participate? The system rewards you once you adapt a very specific behavior. Remember that. Thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you want me to go more in depth about the topics I spoke about in the video. Please subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on my next video on why the system feels spiritually dead. Our soul crisis. I'll see you there. Peace.